you are afraid of this big stage? None. Hey, where? Hawa ni wale walienda parliament. Hawaogopi. Anyway, so I want to give you some housekeeping rules that will enable us run this program smoothly. First things first. So you'll be pitching for the time that you are told you'll be pitching, and there'll be a Q&A on the same. I don't want to iterate on that. The judges and the leads will give you guidance on the same. You are also aware of the same. I want to help you understand how you will come into the stage and how you will exit. So at any given point in time, we will have 5 of you queued, ready to come to the stage in the order that you received. Can you just confirm that you received the order of pitching? Correct. So at any given point in time, you'll always have 5 of you queued, ready to come to the stage. There is a backstage right here. So you will work with Diana. Is Diana in the room? Please come ahead. Any question? Tuko pamoja. So I want to believe everyone sent their slides already to the email that was provided, and you're all set. Okay? Okay, good. So you guys are boarding around here. You might know where the washrooms are, but for the benefit of anyone who may not know the washrooms on these sides, as you exit on that door, you will see the gents on the first door. You will exit, then proceed on your right. The first door is the gents, the next door is the ladies. Okay? All right. Something else. We will only clap for you, and you will only clap for each other as you come in. During the presentations, no clapping, no snapping, no reactions. We are all equals, okay? But you can clap for the judges, you can clap for myself, you can clap for Phyllis, who you will meet sometime later, all right? So let's gather the courage, don't be afraid. I know you guys have been doing this for the longest time, so you own this space and this is your stage. Just command it, okay? There is nothing much I can say beyond that. So I want us to do a group photo because this is a new group. Very quickly, Joseph will guide us on how to do this. Then I will request Yvonne to pick it up from here and take us on the next stages, right? So Joseph, kindly lead us into taking the group photo very quickly.
Thank you so much, George. We are going to have a group photo. It's one of the housekeeping SOPs that is very key for us. So I'm going to request for the first 2 lines that we have here just to join us on the stage. You can have some music, background music. Thank you. Yes. All right. So what basically we are doing, we're going to align ourselves with this circle right here. So, all right, we curve. So come over here. here. You at the center. Just come in front. Right. Let's have the second two lines, kindly. So you just spread out kidogo this way. All right. Then you stand us facing forward. Right. Let's have the last line as well. So we're going to arrange ourselves in the order of height as well. So if you're highly blessed with height, just step backwards, then yes. All right. You can go. Come in front. All right. Step down. Yeah. Yes. Step down. Make sure that where you're standing, you're able to see the cameraman. Right. Let's have one straight line here, so that we are not shoulder by shoulder. All right. So let's have, okay. All right. So let's have this, then the Kenya team will also join. All right. All of us are looking at the camera. You're smiling. All right. Eyes on the camera, smiles. Make sure you're able to see the cameraman from where you are. Good stuff. All right, so let's have the Kenya team join. Kenya team. Believe I have everyone on the team. So, all right, eyes on the camera. All right, smiles. Good stuff. Nice one. I'm not seeing teeth. Thank you. Thank you. Nice one. So we're going to get set for the video as well. Okay, sorry for that. Just hold on. Okay. All right. Eyes on the camera, everyone. Thank you. Let's be on standby for the video as well. For the video, we're just going to do a thumbs up as he crosses the frame. So, just in a few seconds. So, all of us are going to be looking at the camera over here. So I'm going to throw a challenge to us. What are we going to say? What are we going to be saying as the camera is sweeping? Okay, I'm being reminded before we take that. Carl, kindly join us so that we have the judges as well in the group photo. This last one. So I'll invite all the judges to just come on stage. So what we are going to do, we are going to spread the line a little bit. So from here, we're going to step to the left, to the right, sorry. Yes. So let's step to the right. Okay. Let's have some of the judges here. Yes. Let's step to the left. Good stuff. All right, eyes on the camera, all of us, we are all smiling. Good stuff. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. We are taking the video. I'll throw a challenge to us. What are we going to be saying as the video is sweeping across the floor? Pia. Okay, that's a good one. Can we try? Let's do a variation. One judge has said Anguka Nayo. Then we have a second variation of presidential innovation. It's okay, okay.
We are champions. How do champions? Yeah, but how do champions? What do you do when you feel as a champion? Yes, yes. We are champions. We are champions. We are champions.
Thank you so much. I hope that has also helped us relax and just calm down before the storm. So I want to welcome on stage Yvonne Jerry. Yeah, I want to welcome on stage Yvonne Jerry, who is working very closely with the judges to ensure that all processes go on smoothly. She will introduce herself and she will also welcome the judges to introduce themselves. Yvonne Jerry, makofi Yvonne Jerry tafadhali. And please, to mbele, let's fill the front seats. Let's fill the front seats first. You guys, do you love top positions? Please, can you just fill the front seats? If there is a seat that is empty and it's in front of you, just fill it. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, George. Good morning. How are you guys feeling? If I was to tell you to shout one word about how you're feeling, what would it be? 1, 2, go, shout. Great, nice. I didn't hear anything. 1, 2, go. Great. Everybody's feeling great. Hakuna mtu ana feel nervous. You know, nervousness is a very good thing because it means it's an important thing to you. All right? But it's good to see you. Was anyone here yesterday? And did anyone meet the judges yet? No? Okay, so we can do a quick intro. So I'd like to invite the extinguished, what do you say? Distinguished judging panel. Kizungu imepotea. Please come and join me on stage so that I can introduce you. All right, my name is Yvonne Jerry, and I'm very, very excited to be here. And I'm looking forward to hearing all your amazing, amazing ideas and what you're trying to do. My background is in marketing and innovation, and I have been working in technology, payments, digital platforms for a really long time, and also been an advisor to many startups and businesses also for about 10 years. So I have with me a really good panel of judges. And the reason I'm not just saying that is because I know each and every one of them personally. I know their passion and their hearts for changing the continent, changing the country as far as entrepreneurship and innovation goes. So I'll want them to introduce themselves and then we can kick off. All right? Let's start far left.
Morning.
Morning.
Startup A, Startup R. Startup A, Startup R. Awesome. I think, first of all, I always say being in a place where you're sharing ideas, it's the best place you can ever be. Ideas indeed make the world go round. So my name is Samuel Juguna. I'm the CEO and co-founder of a company known as Chums. How many of you have heard of Chums? Awesome, awesome. Yeah, so it's a savings and investment app that guides you on how to save based on how you're transacting. Currently operational in Kenya and Rwanda, and also launching in Uganda and Tanzania this next quarter. So my only keyword of advice is that you're in a very good place. View it as a learning journey. The key caveat I always give is that us as judges seated there, we are just judging based on what you have presented. You know your company best, you know the problem you're tackling, and the true win of any company is when you have paying customers. So here we might say, oh, we think this better, or we think you can do this. But as long as you win in the eyes of your customers, that's the best place to be. And then the other thing I always say is view this as a journey. You're not going to do this once. You'll continue building. The market will tell you what you're going to build. You'll have advisors who experienced who will tell you to consider some areas, heed their advice, but then again follow the direction of the customer. So it's going to be a very interesting journey as you build. And the other thing, as you do this, you also build your character. You learn what is resilience. You learn what passion means. And most of all, in the future, after all this journey, you'll have a very interesting story for your kids. Si ndio? Hautawaambia tu nilienda tu nde nikakaa tu nikaandikwa job, nikafile and then nikaretire. You'll tell them how you came to the presidential innovation, how it was. It will make up for a very good story, right? Yes, and the hero story or the hero journey involves a lot of learning, experiences, tough times, but then again, you keep going. Sasa? Yeah, so the other last thing I'd like to say is that this is a networking forum eventually. So also like once we are done with this, you get to meet with other people, network. There'll be people who will be in the same journey. Yeah, and then we share ideas even after this. Amaj? Startup A, startup A. Startup A, startup A. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Sam.
Good morning. Good morning. Are you nervous? You quiet. You like simmering, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And I would want to start by saying, by you being here today, it's a step in the right direction, regardless of how today turn out and any other pitch you go to. This is a great step in the right direction. The reason for that is because you have been given a chance, regardless of what will happen today. I know as human beings, we don't like being rejected, but look at not being fast as redirection to the right direction. So if anything, today tell yourself, I have made the right step in the right direction. That's what you should tell yourself from today. So my name is Anne Lawi. I have quite a number of experience. I've been here long enough in startup ecosystem across Kenya and across Africa. My journey in supporting startups started by working in accelerators, incubators, startup ecosystem, innovation space, supporting entrepreneurs, and transitioned to start out funds, funds and investment vehicles. So I have also walked the journey of founders, founding funds and building those funds to inject capital into the startup businesses. And few nuggets of wisdom I would want to share from my personal journey, but also with the journey that I have seen all my learnings with the startups that I have supported along the way. First believe in yourself. If you cannot believe in yourself, how will you invite me to believe in you? Regardless of where you are, believe in yourself, but don't be delusional. Delusion is where you have so much conviction that whatever you're building will work, as much as it's so deviated from what the market tells you. And that takes me to the second point. Please build whatever you're building based on a problem that exists in the market. I have seen so many good founders who are passionate, but what they are building, they are more obsessed about the building, but not the problem. As you speak today, let's hear the passion of the problem, not the product. Because as I keep on saying, first solve the problem. And when you're so obsessed of the problem, it's so easy to see what needs to be done differently. Remember, the problem exists. It's not that people don't have alternative ways of solving those, but they do, but it's not efficient or it's causing pain here and there, but there is an alternative. So as you build, be obsessed and centered around the problem. And my third point is there a paying client? There must be a paying client. It doesn't have to be the direct user, but there must be someone who is paying for your solution. That means if there is enough market for people who are paying, that whatever you're building, that you're building can scale and can go cross borders, can go to more mini markets, and you can even diversify. So I will leave you with those. And finally, I know some start as sole founders, you bring along other people to build alongside you. Just make sure you have the technical skills, know how, networks within you. And it starts with this today, right? This is a good ground networking space that at least with this cohort, as you leave, you should know everyone in this cohort so that you know you keep touch and keep knowing what are they doing. You never know. I've seen founders who met in these kind of networks and they became co-founders in the next round of building the company. I'm hoping that you build this in the next 5 years, 7 years, you transition and you start building your second or your third companies. So, and these are the people that will form that basis of the co-founding journey. All the best as you pitch, and we'll be listening. And don't, what's the word? Don't carry too much of the feedback that we give you today. We're just letting you know what is working, what is not working, and maybe give you nuggets of our thinking. And as one of the judges mentioned, we may not know everything, but based on what we have seen, heard, experienced, we can share a bit of here and there. But all the best today as you pitch. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. It's actually a good opportunity for me to listen to all of you because you represent many ideas, some of which will be very big in future, and we just might not see it now. So just to encourage you, I've met quite many startup founders. Some you perhaps were actually dismissed in the beginning. Then you realize I should have invested in that company. And this is the scenario that I'm painting for you that ultimately is a journey. And it's all about consistent growth and understanding what is it that will work, what is it that, the wishful thinking. So ideally, you need to really be in touch with the market. And I'll tell you for a fact that building a company is not easy. Building a startup is not easy. And there's the psychological torture of being a founder. Right now, you'll be on this stage and some of you will actually forget what you've revised. All right? You'll clearly forget. I had a conversation with one of the presenters or the startup founder yesterday, and she told me she froze. And I said, it happens. So you just need to know that we are not going to throw stones at you, okay? So what we're going to do is just listen and give you feedback that is valuable, all right? My name is Enos Weswa, and I do many things. I am a 2 times founder. I founded my company in second year, which made me to drop out. But don't ask me a lot of stories. I dropped out in second year. Don't follow what I did. And I have been through that journey. And one thing I'll tell you, don't fall in love with your solution. It's by default that we love the solution. And whenever I have this exercise where I tell people, state your problem, they'll actually state a solution for me. It's almost a default setting. So, and when you fall in love with something, what happens? You're blinded totally. I know those of you who've fallen in love, you're blinded totally and you would not see what we are telling you. Okay? And it's in good faith because we've basically been doing that for over a period of time. So take criticism positively. Come and ask us, what did you mean when you said 1, 2, and 3? because it will help you with that. So thank you so much. I wish you all the best. Now, the last thing is that the reason why I came here, and I know many people ask me, why do you come here? You have a very busy schedule. So the other thing that I do, I'm the country director for the UK Kenya Tech Hub at the British High Commission. So I came here because I come with bags of goodies that I want to give to people, not literally gifts, but we try and connect startups to investment, to markets, and to talent through a programmatic approach. And so I always get fascinated when I'm invited to listen to startups, because I know I can get two of them that could benefit and could go through the pipeline and see a big company in future. So thank you so much and all the best.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Do you have any questions, by the way, before we didn't do this yesterday, but in case you have anyone with a question for the judges? We promise we are nice people, generally speaking. So I think just the key takeaways, just to summarize what we've all said, please be yourself, all right? Be authentic. If you don't know something, just say so, all right? We'll ask you questions, one from a point of understanding. Maybe from what you've pitched, we are not really clear, because this is the first time we're interacting with your products. So if any of us ask you a question, it's really just for understanding, okay? And then when we give feedback, again, it's based on our experience, which is in totality not 100%, because we've not been with you building the product. So we'll give you advice based on what we've seen in the similar areas or environment that is similar to the product that you have or the solution that you have. And number 3, focus on the problem. Yeah? Yeah, and if you're a little nervous, that is perfectly fine. It means this is important to you. So that's a good thing. All the very best. We are very excited to be here, and congratulations once again for even making it here. Congratulations. All right, thank you very much. See you on the stage. I want to invite Phyllis, who is going to kick us off. Aya, akunanga makofi ya judges. Oh. Thank you. I want to invite Phyllis, who's going to now continue with us, yes? Yeah, just go use the it's better. Welcome, Phyllis.
But I'm worried about you. If that is the clap that you're giving the judges, are you really serious about what you want to take home? Can we please appreciate our judges in a better way? Okay. Karibu sana. Welcome to day 2 of the Presidential Innovation Challenge and Awards. And congratulations for making it this far. Can you just give yourself a pat? It feels nice, eh? You have made it this far. You deserve what it is that you have, what it is that you're about to get from the hard work that you have put here. And let me tell you something that I also shared yesterday before I introduced myself. You people are a special breed of people because, one, you are outliers. A lot of people outside here are comfortable with the way things are run, are comfortable with just the status as it is. But you are different. You carry that burden of trying to change things as they are. And it is not easy. So, and you keep going at it. So standing here as an aspiring entrepreneur, I want to tell you that I admire you. I am still learning the theoretical aspect of this thing, and I'm stuck at theory. But I'm hoping that learning from you and interacting with you and the team that we have here, that I'll actually be sitting where you're sitting years to come. So karibuni sana, feel welcomed at home. And again, just as you have been told, there is a lot of wealth of knowledge in this room from the different people. Feel free, interact, ask questions. There's a lot that you can learn from everybody. And just to start us off, I will start by introducing myself. My name is Phyllis Mbiu. Phyllis Mbiu works for a consulting firm that does something very important for entrepreneurs. We provide access to finance. How do we do this access to finance? We do it through different ways. One, through the programs that we run with different donors and supporters, like the UK government, where we are running different access to finance programs, Royal Academy of Engineering, the Africa Prize for Engineering Innovation. Please search about that. We also do one with KFW, and this one is for more developed startups, and I guess some of you could qualify. Once you see me around here, ask me about Develop PPP, ask me about the Africa Prize for Engineering Innovations, because some of you could qualify. And the other way that we do it is that we run an angel investors network. And angel investors, I know some of you have interacted with that information. There are people who are willing to support early stage companies like yours to move ahead. So again, we can have a conversation about the Victoria Business Angel Network. And how else we provide access to network is through mentoring and coaching. We are passionate about helping entrepreneurs realize their full potential. So let us have a conversation. You see me outside here, say hi to Phyllis, okay? As we start the program, be encouraged, be very courageous. It's such an easy interaction and open stage here. And just a few housekeeping rules. How many of you have signed the media consent form? You know, it is very important. How many? Everybody? Now that you have signed the media consent form, it also means that we give credibility to what you are going to do here today if we get more people to interact with the content and the work that you have been doing here today. So that means that right now as we talk, we could go on, is it Twitter or on LinkedIn? Everywhere, Twitter, LinkedIn, everywhere. Can you please just do a nice selfie and tell people that you've made it to the Presidential Innovation Awards? I want to see people taking that selfie. And meanwhile, Lennox, Eudia, Grace, and Nora can meet the people behind so that we can set up for stage. But in the meantime, I want to see everybody take that selfie. Our judges too. We want your networks to know that you have been here. Kenya team as well, we want everybody to know that today we are in day 2 of the Presidential Innovation Challenge and Awards. We have no selfies. I want to see you people take the selfies so that I can believe. Masil, I hope you will see a lot of this. And Kenya will also be reposting. So again, if you have your company page, your own personal brand, we want to repost all these things to validate that you're actually here participating in something that the government has put a lot of effort into. Take that selfie with your friend next to you and let us just share. In the meantime, Lennox, Eudia, Grace, and Nora, please let us meet Diana at the exit. Lennox, Eudia, Grace, and Nora. Hashtag PIA 2025. It's PIA. Hashtag PIA. Hashtag Presidential Innovation Challenge and Awards. As we set that up, we can have our tech team to give us some music kidogo as we have the team set up in the back. Grace Mutano. Yvonne, thumbs up if we are good to go. Okay. So to start us off today, we'll have Lennox Omolo from Homa Bay County, from Mapuminji Speakers, and he's working on something in the gaming and entertainment industry. So I want you to enthusiastically welcome our first person of the day, and the same enthusiasm that you'll use is the same enthusiasm we'll use for you. So everybody, let us give a round of applause to Lennox Omolo. Karibu so much, Lennox.
Okay, morning. Okay. Morning. Okay, I'm Lennox Omolo Kinyi, all from Homa Bay County in the Wasap County. I'm here to present something about entertainment industry. That's it deal all with the about speakers that can be used during the entertainment. It's all about creating new product using our traditional modern way, traditional method of doing things. That's actually that's our, as you can see in the projector here, there is our Mapu Preto sound system. That's now reimagined how it can be used is for entertainment. In our industry, we came up with this idea. Actually, we see that our traditional way of doing things is now fading because of mass production and industrialization. So we came up with this, and we came up on easier way of making it. That is just we use our natural materials like wool, cork, and clay. So in our first, we do what's known clay sourcing. We capture we bring our materials together. That's clay, wool, and the cork, which are the required materials for us to come with this product. After that, the reason why we want to come with this product is to restore our culture, our traditional way of doing things. That is being, as you can see, since the industrial came about, our traditional way of doing things have somehow become fading. They have been interrupted with industrialization and mass production from industries. Okay, after that, the main problem statement is just to preserve craft in modern society. Modern, as you know, craft began all over the way since our forefathers. It's what we used to used for. It was used to do things before common era. That's before industrialization, and now since industrialization came about, all our craft people in the rural areas are actually not lacking opportunities to do these things because of industrialization. So our solution is heritage-led innovation. Actually, local production, producing these things in our rural areas, support the local rural artisans and visual cultural heritage. Then, since these our products face a lot of competition from industries that has developed as a result of industrial revolution that came about after a common era. So even though they are competing us, but there are some things that they have not included that our products has included in. Actually, the speakers that are being used that has been made through industrialization, they have mass-produced speakers which lack unique crafting and sustainability. Okay. Then our marketing, how we do our marketing opportunity. There have been increased growing interest on our product. There have been demand for sustainable artisan goods. So after that, we have audio enthusiasm, which is setting unique sound experience. Our products set unique sound experience that is required by our customers who need craft products that we used to develop. Okay, in our value chain, how we start from redesigning our product, we clearly source up all the resources we require. After that, we do what's known as crafting. After the crafting, we do what's known as electronics. So to make our product look somehow look good and entertaining to our customers, because it's just deal with the entertainment. Doing our electronics as a process of value chain, we added some, how can I say it? We add some like bulb thing that's bring different colors, making it more attractive to our customers. Then after that, we do our distribution. Since even though our product is not stable in the market, we only produce under order. If we are given order to produce the product, we produce it and distribute it to all our customers who are in it. Actually, our business model is just, we have some wholesalers which you can distribute our product once there are inquiry to be made. In our product, we have some achievement. Back there, where I'm coming from, that's Sauma Bay County, we have been recognized and awarded for our product in our rural area, that's around Diwa in Kanyikela village. Of course, you have a team that help us build the product. Lennox Omolo, it's me, I'm the artisan technician. Then we have Edwin Omolo, system engineer, Ashla Obola, program and coordinator, and actually Lucy Okelo, which is in charge of marketing and communication. Otherwise, thank you. Is there any question?
Yes, thank you so much, Lennox. I think it's a very creative product, so great presentation. I just want to understand, when you say, you talked, I think, a little bit earlier about culture and the craft, bringing in the culture. I didn't quite understand that piece. How is that culture being brought out?
You know, in our traditional way of doing things,
Yes.
we are normally guided with the culture. So our culture, that's, let me just say about where I come from, that's Low Village, that's Low Community, sorry. For us to come with something, it has to be approved by our culture. We have to know that it supports our culture. When it goes against our culture, obviously it will be run out. So to me, the sound system which you come up with, it supports the culture that's back there. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
My question is, what makes a good speaker?
Good speaker. Actually, we use the product that we use clay, wood, cork. The clay, the wood part is now the coverage, the housing itself. We use the clay to make the housing, wood. So then clay is just to attach the speaker. That means speaker inside the wood. That is the form of, like our hood is just to make a box-shaped object so that we can insert our speaker inside. After that, we attach it with the clay soil. Yeah.
How much are you selling a speaker for? And have you made any sales?
Actually, the speaker depends with the size which you want. Actually, the smaller size, the bigger size. So from the smaller size, it's range from it's depend with the size of the speaker itself. So the bigger one, the larger one, actually which you are having in the company there, is roughly around 6,000. Yeah, and the smaller one is ranging from 2,000 to 3,000.
So for the one that is 6,000, how do you differentiate the sizes?
The sizes, the kind of the speaker. I mean, the speaker inside it. How can I the speaker inside is valve. Maybe the largest one, the size of the speaker is roughly 13 to 14 inches, and the smaller one is range from 6 to 8.
So when I go online, I can see there is a mapuspeakers.com.
Yeah,
And this is a product I'm seeing that is in Portugal and Germany.
yeah.
In any way, is your Mapu related to these map speakers?
Actually, not related. The one which we have
What's the
produced
association?
is, sorry,
What's the association?
there's no association between us and the MAPU in the Portugal. With us, we started this recently in our area. It's just upcoming, not such known. Though the name we may share the same, but we have no association with them.
The only issue is the link you have shared on your application directs to Mapu Speakers Global. So I'm trying to understand the association between the two.
Actually, we don't have relation.
All right.
Yeah. Other question?
Okay. Thank you so much, Lennox. You can proceed off stage as we prepare to have you, dear, join us. So coming in next, we have in the food security and agriculture sector, from Baringo County, we have Miss Yodia Jepiegon from Blazing Bee Honey. Please let us welcome Yodia as they come on stage. Let us appreciate Yodia.
Good morning, everyone. I'm here to talk about Blazing Bees. Blaze Bees Honey, it's a youth-led stuff that empowers community through stability, stable beekeeping. I'm here to talk about Blazing Bee. It's a youth-led business startup that empowers community through stable beekeeping. The problems we solve is farmer struggles, the, the the struggles that the farmer goes through. We look so much into the small scale farmers, those ones that are not yet into the business so much. Yeah, the problems they face in the product. Next, environmental crisis that we go through as small scale farmers, like the environment sometimes that it's not good or suitable for our products. That's the problem we face mostly. Unlimited addition. Our value addition are very limited at small scales. Yeah, and youth empowerment, like youth in this business, they're not there so much, so we face such a challenge. Our resolution, it's a fair trade partnerships, like we want fair trade partnership uh, for us small scale farmers, so that we can have equality to both the small scales and the ones that are not the big, let's say, big fish. Um, Sustainable beekeeping. We want to sustain the beekeeping program to be sustained. Yeah. Value added processing. Um, Helping farmers access premium, like to upgrade. Yeah. We want to create young employment, youth employment. We we are we are planning, or our plan is to bring more youth in our program, so as to have more energy and fresh minds in the industry. Our unique value proposition, first, ethically sourced. Like, we want to be all round, like 100%. Yeah, to we just want to be all round. Community empowerment. We want to empower community at large to continue with the beekeeping program. Uh, Youth-led innovation. We 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 advise, or uh, we advise youth to engage in this business, so that so as to for us not to have to for us to reduce the unemployment, youth, unemployment people in the society. Environmental stability. We want to stabilize our environment, such as growing more trees, growing more flowers, so as to uh, continue with our program. Revenue model. Our revenue model, uh, we do retail sales, also wholesale, subscription, and also events. We are all round. Competitive advantages, stability. We want the stabilization and innovation, community, and quality. Yeah. Our team and SDG impacts. Yudia Jepkoge, the CEO founder, Victor, the director, and I, Agnes Akoth, marketing, Cosmas and Grace, our production team. Thank you.
Hi, Agnes. Hi. You're Agnes, right? Yeah. Not you, dear. Okay. Good job. You have persevered throughout until you finished. You know, at least you saw it through, if anything, right? We say being on this stage and being here today, it's an achievement by its own. All right? My first question, does this business exist or is it an idea that you'd want to put together, you and your team?
Okay, it's a startup. It's not that into it. Like it has not existed for a while, for such a long time. It's just we've just started it up.
Okay. Yes. So, is it an idea that you guys are putting together? It's not, an idea is just an idea that is being put together. It's not in existence. So, I want to know, yes,
Yes.
is it an idea that is being put together to become a business at some point?
As I've said,
Yes.
we've just started. Like we have started planning, and we have a little that we've started. Not
What part of little do you have?
yes,
What little do you have? What is that you have in place?
like we have what do we say, a beehive somewhere.
You have a beehive. How many
Yes.
beehive?
Right now we have 3.
3.
Yes,
Where? In which region?
Baringo.
Baringo. Where exactly in Baringo is huge? Which specific area?
In
In Baringo, which specific area?
um like in Baringo.
Yes. For example, if I say Naivasha, it's expansive. Or if I say Kiambu, it's expansive. I need to say Kikuyu, Gashie, Waidaka. So where in Baringo?
A town or estate
The region, what is it called?
where we've placed the nini.
It's okay. The reason why I'm asking, like we said in the beginning, it's okay if it's an idea. And just because we are here to establish at what stage of growth and what kind of support, and within the team that are here to hold your hand going forward. All right? So that's okay. So, and in terms of the thinking, how many beehives do you want to have in future? And do you guys have thought of a timeline?
We're thinking of having okay, in this year we are planning to have at least 30 to 40 beehives.
Okay, babies. Okay, and in terms of those the 3 beehives, would you know how much cost you have incurred to have those 3 beehives?
To make it there.
Yes, to have them.
Approximately around 30,000
30,000
in each
for each.
for each.
All right. Are you in partnership with any organization that is, or intending to have partnership with any organization that is beekeeping, and maybe also to understand? So answer that, and then I can ask the last question.
No, we don't have any partnership yet.
Okay.
No.
What inspired you and your team, your group of colleagues to start out this? What inspired you?
Okay, our idea was to start something that is not too much. Like it's scarce. Something that something like beekeeping. It's not been done by so many people. So we want.
Ni nini iliwa inspire? What brought the idea?
Wow. Of beekeeping. Wow.
Okay, it's okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Can you get the clicker? Oh, sorry. It's okay, no problem. Okay, we move on to the digital transformation sector, and Just before we call out the next person, we can have Mark and Stanley heading backstage. Maybe we can check on the mic. Mark and Stanley, we can move backstage and prepare for the next session. So to our judges, again, moving on to the digital transformation sector, coming in representing from Meru County, we have Miss Nora Kimathi of Zero Bionic Company. So please let us appreciate Nora as she comes in and let us encourage her. Appreciation for Nora.
It's okay. Thank you. I can just. I think it's okay. Yeah. Four years ago, I was in an organic chemistry class. I could hear, I could see, but I didn't understand the thing that was being said. For the past 2 years, I've been a STEM mentor with Young Scientists Kenya, moving from school to school, training young students in these technical fields. Now, on one particular session, I was paired to a group of young students, and among them were some hearing impaired kids. Now, to simply put it, the sign language interpreter just looked at me, arms folded, and nodded his head and told me that there were simply no signs for the technical words you're trying to explain. So what I had to do for the subsequent sessions was remove my phone, pull out images of what I was trying to explain, and the corresponding words, and try explain what I was trying to teach. These students are basically taught on the basic human communication. Now, hello, my name is Nora, and this is Zero Bionic. At Zero Bionic, we help students living with hearing impairments to access STEM-related courses. This is through an AI-powered platform consisting of the robotic prosthetic on one end and the trainer on the other. So as the trainer speaks on one end, the robotic prosthetic signs in the schools where it's located. When you think about it, a day-to-day normal robotic prosthetic would cost roughly $50,000. Do you think a local mama mboga can afford this? As surprising as it may sound, close to less than 6% of hearing impaired kids are the only ones that are enrolled in schools, and less than 1% of these 6% are the ones that get to achieve their career aspired goals. Our system is therefore divided into a three-tier model consisting of the acquisition of the exoskeleton that has the basic arm prosthetic and the full exoskeleton. We also have training for conferences and listings, and we have the learning platform that is a subscription-based model consisting of the basic and the advanced. With the input that we received from our first year, that is 15,000 from in-lab equipment from Bamboo Labs and $6,000 from the partnerships we've been able to forge with Young Scientists Kenya and the Global Learning Council. We've used a cumulative amount of $5,000 in the fabrication of 6 prototypes and 78 pilots across Kenya. Our primary segment being educational institutions and training for conferences and listings. From the input we received from our first year, we aim to have a projected revenue stream by our fourth year of $28,000. And with the expenditure that we have incurred from our first year, we aim to have cut down and an expenditure rate of $50,000 by our fourth year. With that, we've been able to forge various partnerships with Young Scientists Kenya Climate Launchpad to reduce pollution by close to 90% by using 3D materials to print our robotic prosthetic. We've also partnered with NVIDIA to get some Jetson Nanos so that we can build the full robotic prosthetic for the hearing impaired students. And recently we were awarded Youngest Innovators in Africa at the Africa Tech Summit last month. We were also recognized by the Global Learning Council as STEM Enabler 2024 early last year in Switzerland. With that, that's our team. And yeah, so we're currently training 4 schools on pro bono in Kenya and Switzerland. And at the end of the day, disability is not inability. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Trying to get the name. Nora,
Yeah.
yes. Thank you. That was an excellent presentation.
Thank you.
I just have a number of questions. I know you have highlighted quite a number of partnerships. In terms of what is your core business or what you're really selling, because I see a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
One is, of course, when you talk about Kenya Climate Innovation Center, is that the bionic is you're using recycled material to build it, so it can fall under climate-ish. But again, it has disability aspect to it, and it has a eye. So my question is there a specific sort of, what do I call it, strategy in combining all this so that you have a green, social, assistive technology product all in one package, and the ability to deliver on all that? Do you feel like there'll be a challenge when it comes to mass production? So that's one, in terms of really what is the MVP that makes sense to many people in terms of affordability, in terms of, because there's a lot of revolving part that might actually be costly. The other question would be in terms of, you've said you've worked with quite a number of schools. So what has been your biggest challenge in, is it the cost, or is it what do I say, in terms of really onboarding schools and training, what has been your biggest challenge? Yeah, so those two questions.
Yeah, so maybe I can tackle the second question first. So you realize that with the various partnerships we've been able to forge, inclusive of Young Scientists Kenya, they're able to facilitate most of our pilots and movements into schools. So in terms of cost, that's not really a big problem for us. So we are able to cover a wide range and number of schools. Without that being a problem. But in terms of acceptance, as I had said, that the students have they're basically taught only basic human communication, so that's what they're used to. So you realize that the acceptance rate among the students is very low. So getting them to really accept this as a product has been our biggest issue. But in terms of cost, that's not been an issue for us. And on the first one, our primary focus is primarily inclusivity and making sure that these hearing impaired students are included in STEM. So we are not majorly, we don't have a major focus or other preference on 3D printed materials. So when it comes to mass production, in terms of like now the full exoskeleton from head to toe, we'll leverage or rather use other materials if it comes to that point. Yeah.
Hello, morning, Nora.
Good morning.
My question was, I wanted to understand I think there's one thing you highlighted whereby for some of the sign language, you lack scientific names.
Sorry, what?
You lack, for example, a way to express a scientific term
Yeah.
or a science term using the sign language. So I wanted to understand how you are navigating around that problem. My presumption is if a word does not exist, even with the arm, you might not have a way of interpreting that, but I would like to hear more on how you are tackling that.
Yeah. So when you think about it, when you go to tech conferences that mostly deal in tech conferences that deal with STEM related concepts such as engineering or even just a tech conference, you'll find that it's either there is no sign language interpreter or the sign language interpreter will just be like this simply because there are no technical words for it. So what we do is that we train this platform on STEM related concepts specifically. Our target is STEM because we realize that most of these hearing impaired kids are not included in STEM. So we've trained it on STEM specifically. So you'll find that the trainer is on one end and the robotic prosthetic is on the other end, on the school's end. So when the trainer speaks, the trainer doesn't need to know sign language. Whatever he's speaking is processed by the system, and the robotic prosthetic, as it has been trained on STEM, it translates it automatically based on the training we provided.
So that means in the presentation, I'll be seeing the arm on one end doing the sign language.
Yeah.
All right.
So the trainer can be, let's say, even in Switzerland, and the arm can be in a school in Marsabit.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe I can also mention the fact that for the training conferences, as I had spoken about it, you don't necessarily, we are working on an animation feed whereby at the corner, instead of having now the human that is usually there, you'll have the animation, the animated version of it that is specifically trained for STEM. So if it's a live streaming of a tech conference that is specifically in engineering or in a technical area, the animation model is there receiving real-time data from various sources and signing it in real time. So this can be in schools, and for the other one, the animated model in tech conferences. That's the major customer segment we primarily focus on.
Okay, thank you,
A
Nora.
quick one.
Yeah.
Are you in partnership or have you, but very good presentation, good progress. Are you in conversation with Prothel? Are you in conversation with Prothel? By Ugani?
Not at the moment.
All right. Check
Yeah.
them out and
Okay.
see what you can be able to do with them. They
Okay.
are quite ahead in
Just-
this area.
Okay.
Yes.
Just an addition to that, I can do the introduction with Protea, but I think you would also really be good at Innovate Now. Do you know Innovate Now?
I think I've heard of it.
Yes, so I'll introduce you to Innovate Now, the accelerator program for assistive technology, what you're building.
Okay.
And now they'll connect you to Protea.
Okay.
All
Thank you.
right, great.
Okay, thank you so much, Nora. We can move on to backstage as we, and thank you so much to our judges for actually providing these connections to move things forward. So this is what happens when you communicate what you're doing clearly. Then we'll
Let me just put this down.
move on to Tharaka-Nithi County, and representing is Mark Mutungi Mbae from Genesis Marketplace in the food security and agriculture sector. Please let us appreciate Mark as he makes his way on stage.
All protocols observed, good morning. So I'm here to present the Genesis Marketplace from Tharaka-Nithi County. So on the background review on how we came with the Genesis Marketplace, we considered the lack of market information experienced by ordinary farmers back in our county. So these are farmers practicing arable farming and livestock production. And more often than not, they do experience extortion from brokers who in one instance may tend to increase the price margin vis-a-vis the current market price so that they can have a higher profit margin. So this makes the agriculture back in my county somehow less productive. And that's how we came with an idea of sourcing market information about the cereal produce prices and the livestock produce prices so that we can connect the farmers and the buyers seamlessly. So for Genesis Marketplace, we do link the farmers to the willing buyers in the market space, and not only do we offer a marketing platform, rather we do offer the, the, the insurance that is for livestock and, and crop production. So we only act as agents. We don't have the insurance companies, but we do partner with CIC, whereby we onboard farmers and then we get on board with CIC where they can insure their livestock and their crop in the field. So in case there is total failure or adverse weather conditions, the farmers do get compensated from the insurance companies. That maybe remedies them from total loss. And also in case of maybe livestock diseases, we also do offer advisory services from various veterinary officers back in my county, whereby we do conduct like a seminar and maybe somehow an outreach program where we educate the farmers on vaccination, deworming of their cattle, and general animal health, and also feeding. So in the case of cereal production, uh, last year, but one, that's when we were able to mobilize some farmers back in Gatonga, Sarakanizi, and some parts of Rokorini and Kazangasheni, whereby we we did like something like a a small tender with BIDCO and EABL, whereby we gathered the cereal produce in one aggregation center, and then we were able to deliver to EABL, and they were paid at a better price because at that time the 1 kg of sorghum was going for that 5 shillings, but the EABL was able to do it at 55 shillings. So for the poultry and livestock produce, we do source markets from maybe supermarkets, also the food joints, and then we deliver as a group rather than leaving the farmer as a loner, whereby he doesn't have the bargaining power and he may be extorted by the brokers. So the value proposition of Genesis Marketplace is that Genesis Marketplace not only offers a marketing platform, but also as a farmer, you can source various information of the farm inputs from various maybe agriculture input sellers. So such as the Elgon Kenya, whereby you can source your inputs at an affordable price. So for those who do not have the, maybe because we are in the process of launching a mobile platform that is user-friendly to the farmers. For those who maybe require information, they do visit our cereal aggregation centers in Gatunga and Lukurini currently. But maybe in the next 3 to 4 months, we are partnering with someone who is building a mobile application that will be usable to the farmers. Thank you, and invite the questions.
Hello.
Hello.
So basically you have aggregation centers where farmers can bring their produce in bulk and you're able to bargain for a better price from the likes of EABL. So right now, how many aggregation centers do you have?
We have two. So the main one is in Gatunga. Then we have a satellite in a place called Lokorini. And we also in the process of establishing another in Kazangashini.
So like the one in Gatoga,
Yes.
when they bring, do you pay them or how is the storage facility when they when they bring the cereals?
So we do make an arrangement with the farmers whereby we tell them the price of this commodity is this price, and upon we deliver, and now the company releases the check, that's when we are able to pay them. So those who are able, maybe those who are patient enough with our services, they do entrust us because we've never failed them.
So from the margin, the sale of sorghum, the one you did 35 to 55, what was your margin there? And 35, I'm assuming that's per kg.
Yes, it was 35. 35 was the prevailing market price in maybe in Gatunga, Rokorini, and Kazangashini, because those are the major cereal producing areas in Tharaka-Nithi County. But now, if you do a partnership outside the county, maybe from bigger companies, they do offer you higher return of from 35 to 55 shillings.
So how much money did you make per kg or how do you make your money in that transaction?
So per kg is 20 shillings. We do make a profit margin of 20 shillings, whereby instead of them selling at 35, we now sell to the bigger corporations at 55. We now realize a profit margin of 20 shillings, rather than selling to the broker maybe at 30 shillings and 35 shillings, and maybe the broker sells more.
I'm trying to understand.
Yeah.
So the farmer has now sold at 55, right? How much money as a company are you making from that 55 shillings? Or how do you price your service? Or how do you make your money?
So per every bag of 70 kg, we do maybe a small commission of 500 shillings.
And how many farmers are you dealing with in Gatonga?
In Gatonga, we have around 56 farmers.
How many kgs do they move?
So on average, because there are those who are producing more than the other, maybe an average figure, I'm say like 10 bucks per farmer.
And each bag is how many kgs?
70.
Oh, okay, that's clear.
Okay. Any other questions from our judges? Okay.
Maybe I can ask a last one now that how do you envision the app working? How do you see the mobile app working?
For the mobile app?
Yes, and do the farmers in Gatoga have smartphones? Which have you tried to ask them or find out whether they can use the app and do the trade?
Most of them do have the smartphones, but maybe for some interior areas like Katanga Shini, that's why we're establishing the serial aggregation center, whereby they can check in and get assistance on anything that they have to do in our website.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you to our judges and thank you, Mark. You can proceed off stage. In the meantime, before we have Stanley come on stage, we'll have Lucy and Teresia to make their way backstage for the next two presentations before we take a tea break. So we'll move to Stanley Ngeli Soma from Ngeli Ventures. Coming in all the way from Makueni, representing from the food security and agriculture sector. Please let us appreciate Stanley as he comes on stage.
Good morning, everyone. I come bearing gifts. Good morning. My name is Stanley Somba. I represent Gali Foods based in Makueni, Kenya, and we believe in buzzing with natural goodness. So did you know that Kenya produces 100,000 metric tons of honey annually? This is only 20% of our demand. So the other 80% comes from imported honey that has no traceability. And why this is so is because 7 out of 10 of every beekeeper in Kenya lacks the adequate skills, leading to low quality and quantity of honey, hence low pollination. And then the 80% that is imported is fake honey because it has no traceability. And that's how Ngeli Foods comes in to bridge this gap, whereby we produce high quality bee products while promoting sustainable bee practices. And how we do this is very simple. We go to the farms, aggregate and support our bee farmers, then buy it at a fair price, take it to our factory, whereby we process it and distribute it to our customers. We also ensure that we take key data points at every process of our business model. Hence, we are able to trace all our products from hive to table. And even in your product, there's a QR code where you can scan and we have Mercy, who's head of our processing. And all of us are guided by an advisory board of Mr. Mutua, Mr. Vivek, and Miss Gi. And so last year, we were able to clock 3.8 million Kenya shillings in revenue, having 78 bee farmers. In the next 2 years, we envision to reach 12 million mark, having 500 farmers, and in 4 years, we aim to reach 50 million, having 1,500 bee farmers. And so all these numbers are rosy, but what even makes more sense to us is also the impact, whereby we achieve SDG 1 of no poverty, SDG 3 of good health and well-being, SDG 8 of decent work and economic growth, SDG 12 of responsible consumption and production, and SDG 13 of climate action with the pollination. And so, like any business, we have competitors. And what sets us apart as Ngeli Foods is first our traceability system, where we are able to trace from hive to table. And secondly, it's our direct access to farmers. And so we partner with individuals and companies like Barca, Land Accelerator, GSCA, Tony Elumelu Foundation, KCIC, Kirdi, KEBS, and all these people have assisted in our business acumen. They've assisted in regulatory compliance. And today, I am coming to Kenya to ask you to partner with you as I am raising 3 million in terms of loans and grants, and these funds will be used to enhance our product line first as 30%, because the bee does not just produce the wax and the honey. It also produces royal jelly, it produces bee venom, it produces propolis, and we'd want to buy equipment to achieve that. 25% will go to marketing and sales to distribute our products entirely in Kenya and also expand. 20% will go to operations and logistics. 15% will go to farmer training, whereby we want to train young people so that they can also go out there to be aggregating for us in the local communities. And 10% will be our working capital. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to join me in this pursuit of buzzing with natural goodness. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. You're Ngeli, isn't it?
Yes, my name is Stanley Ngeli.
Yes, all
Yeah.
right. Thank you. Thank you for that passionate presentation. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
I have a quick question on the traceability. 'Cause
Yes.
This is a favorite topic of mine.
Yes.
How, just tell us a little bit more about it. You said something about a QR code.
Yes.
So is it that every product you can trace where it came from and
Yeah.
how exactly? Tell me more about that traceability piece.
So let me give you a prerequisite. By
Yes.
training, I'm a data analyst from Strathmore. So what we've done is that at every level of our beekeeping process, so from farmer level, we take their details in terms of farmer database, and then when we source, we make sure that we have a unique sourcing number. The sourcing number is linked to our farmer. And then when it comes to a factory, it has a unique processing number, and the processing number can have one or many sources. So with that chain, the QR code actually takes you to the batch number of that specific lot of honey. So if it is 100 jars that we've done as a batch, it will show you only specific details for that batch alone. So it's different QR codes for different batches. And the QR code, what ideally it tells you is the processing number, which can be now backtracked to the sourcing number and backtracked to the farm, even finer details like the farmer. Apart from that, more details that it has is like forage in terms of where the honey has been sourced, in terms of like plantation, if it's a mango farm or if it's an acacia plantation, and so on. Yeah.
So does that mean that every jar
Yes.
comes only from a specific farmer? Or do you mix it up? Will you find, you know what I'm asking?
Yeah, I get what you're asking. So every jar comes from a specific region. So let's say, for example, like this batch that is in front of you, or the ones that you have, they're from Kitui County. And so what we've done is that currently Kitui has an acacia plantation. So we've just collected the ones that are from Kitui and have done it as a batch, we've processed it as a batch and then taken it out to the market. If we get now another one from Makueni in my county, we'll also do the same. We'll batch it all together and take it out, but then have that traceability of seeing where it's been sourced, when it was sourced, and what farmers we sourced from.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this QR code is what is supposed to.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just letting you know, mine is not active, but
okay.
we can discuss
sorry
it
about
after
that. Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, but it's supposed to redirect you to our website. We've linked it to our website as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it will show you all that information.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Stanley. And it's a good presentation, and you're passionate about it. I was wondering, what is your background?
So I have done BBIT in Strathmore and specialized in data analytics, but I started the beekeeping and this business just after high school. So it was even before joining university.
Amazing. Now, just again, another question for the traceability.
Yeah.
Two parts of the question. One, have you really tried and analyzed or found out if really it carries a big percentage of customer decision making, if they know where the honey is coming from? And the other part of the question, is this a technology that you could perhaps sell to any other product other than honey?
Yeah.
Or even just companies who are doing honey to enhance traceability if it's a big influence when it comes to customer decision making?
Okay, so I think we did a customer and a market study, and most of the customers, when they are purchasing honey, one of the things that they want to know is if it's fake or original. So from that, we've solved the problem, giving them a solution that from the jar alone, you can be able to see the source and be sure of its source. And so secondly, to answer your question about now the future plans, yes, I believe that in future we can also expand the system to other bee farmers and other bee companies, and also expand also to even other food products that really need that traceability. Yeah.
So, and the last part, I think in terms of just looking at how you have managed to brand your product,
Yeah.
I know honey is a very tricky product. Personally, I consume honey a lot.
Yeah.
And it always narrows down to price.
Yes.
Sometimes, so you really need to find out,
Yeah.
is it price, is it traceability?
Yes.
And then, because I consistently bought honey from one person, and it's because I think it looks like it's legit.
Yeah.
Tastes like it's legit.
You have a second person now.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the question becomes, when
Yes.
it comes to consumerism, there are behaviors that you can tap and really understand what really matters when it comes to this big business.
Very true.
And then in terms of really the barcode or the QR code,
Yes.
to me, it looks like one, it's just giving me more information about honey. But if you can be very explicit and say,
Yeah.
traceable honey, or
Yes.
something that would bring about know if it's original.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
it's a communication challenge.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense, and
Yeah.
you could potentially make it explicit that
Definitely.
people know you are actually you can trace the origin of the honey.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, so at least I've seen mine is telling me the batch number is NP2.
Yes.
So maybe as Eno says, you can give more value in terms of that information.
Yes.
The other key question I had in mind was, because now you're able to trace the kind of forage the bee has had.
Yeah.
And you as a bee farmer, do you know of Manuka honey?
Yes. Yes, I know it.
What makes Manuka honey very expensive?
So first, it's the brand alone, let alone the brand, and then secondly, it's the flowers that has been sourced to make the Manuka honey.
The Manuka tree.
Yes.
So by where the bee has foraged,
Yeah.
you get different qualities of honey,
Very true.
which is priced differently. And
Yeah.
here in Kenya, you find there is one honey that is usually very dark,
Yes.
another one that is very light,
Yes.
depending on where the bee has foraged.
Yeah.
So maybe making use of this data, you can also see that as a value add.
Yeah.
There are honey connoisseurs who
Yes.
are very particular on the type of honey you are getting. Again, honey from Bomet
Yes,
too
yes,
is very
yes.
different, again, depending on the environment.
Yeah.
Or foraging on coffee flowers. So maybe that can also be a point of market differentiation, which
Yeah.
you might consider adding in that batch consideration.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Sure.
good work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Stanley. We'll move on to the final two for this morning session. We have representing Event Easy, Lucy Muchoki from Kirinyaga. In the digital transformation sector, please let us appreciate Lucy as she makes her way on stage.
Imagine you've been in a relationship and now you want to officiate that relationship with a marriage, right? So mostly what happens is you form a committee member and now you distribute roles. You're going to take care of the caterers, you're going to take care of the photographers, and another one security, and other categories depending on what you want in your event. You go for the wedding and the honeymoon is right and everything goes well. Then later, after 1 week, you ask for your photos. only to get this devastating news that the event coverage or the footage was lost. Well, this is not new, and I know you might have heard it from one of your friends or someone you're close to. On the other hand, if you have gone to the streets of Nairobi and Nakuru, you've seen young people with cameras and lightings on streets trying to urge people to take their photos. That's how they earn their living. Ladies and gentlemen, in the event industry, and especially here in Kenya, there is an imbalance between the service providers who are willing to give their services and a population of unsatisfied clients. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to see the revolution in the event industry, and we call it Event Easy. This is an AI-driven event platform that connects clients with service providers. Okay. Planning an event is stressful due to limited access to professional service providers. Most of us who are not so much into events and we have certain events, it's very difficult for us to get the best photographers. It's very difficult to get professional caterers. It's very difficult even to get the perfect venue to host your event. We also lack transparency in pricing, which means that different people come with different pricing. Also lack a platform for skilled service providers to market themselves. And I had said earlier, we have a workforce that is ready to provide services, but they don't have customers since we don't know them. Therefore, the solution is a smart marketplace that automates event planning by AI vendor matching. What exactly do I mean? Event Easy is a platform whereby you as a client, you'll be able to get service providers that you need, be it photographers, videographers, people to do your live stream, caterers. You'll be able also to get rental spaces in such the place that you are in with the capacity that you want, and you'll be able to get all these service providers with who are near your place, and you'll be able to get their pricing. What is the market opportunity for Event Easy? You know, Kenya event industry is worth 60 billion annually, and we're looking forward to target 5% of these markets for the first 1 year. How does Event Easy make money? We charge a platform fee annually. We make this to be 5,000 per year. 20% commission on bookings made on our platform, which means that when a client book with us, we get 20% of that money, then give it to the service providers. We also get money through subscription on premium listings for those service providers who want premium listings. What makes Event Easy different, or the competitive advantage? We're going to compare Event Easy with one of the best event company that I know called Silver Sky. Event Easy is scalable. Event Easy is not limited just on Kenyan market or East Africa, but it can go even Africa. Event Easy is data driven, which means that you get what you want with the budget that you want, and you're able to see the reviews and the ratings. We have verified service providers. As I said, we'll only onboard professional service providers, people who are already in the industry, and people who have integrity, and people who deliver. We also have adaptive booking. Event Easy, we've been able to do our research. We've developed the app and launched it on Play Store. If you go to Play Store, you get the Event Easy app. But we have pivoted, and that is why we're looking for funding, but I'll come on that slide later. We've created our website. You can reach us on www.eventeasykenya.com. We built partnerships with some people in the, especially those who now hire tents and chairs and also caterers. And also we have a list of photographers that we will onboard. We've carried out product market fit, and we have also created our social media platforms. We are in Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Event Easy, as Event Easy, we are asking for 10 million funding that will help us in app development. Since the one in Play Store, we have pivoted. Initially, it was just for photographers and videographers, but now we are onboarding services like catering, rental spacing, equipment rental, getting DJs, and all that. We also, this funding will also help us in marketing and also vendor expansion. Ladies and gentlemen, Event Easy is not just a startup. This is a revolution that is going to create jobs for more than 1,000 Kenyans on the first year of production. And someone can ask me, Lucy, what exactly do you mean when you say this? We're looking forward to have at least 15 service providers in each category in each and every county. So when you do your math, 15 service providers times each and every county times 47, that is more than 700, and that's just one category. Also, Event Easy aligns with Kenya's digital transformation agenda, and also Event Easy is going to cause more revenue mobilization through MSME empowerment, because now the service providers are going to be seen, they're going to get more jobs, and therefore we're going to generate revenue and cause more economic growth in our country. In Event Easy, we say your event, your budget, your way, because every occasion deserves perfection. Thank you for listening to me.
Okay, thank you. To our judges.
Hi, Lucy. Good presentation. Just to clarify, for Event Easy, you have the website, eventeasy.co.uk. That's your website? Okay. And in terms of where you are, have you been, apart from matching the vendors and the events, people planning events, people are planning events, have you been doing this manually before you build the platform?
I just completed school,
Yes.
but I've been on the event space. So I've seen how things are done manually. But now, with Event Easy, even the event organizers will be able now to use the platform to be able to plan for these royal weddings, to be able to get event services wherever they are. And to iterate on that point, I'm so passionate on event industry, and as I've said, I just got out of school, but now I got this job of planning an event in Isiolo, but it was hard for me to get service providers there. Now we have to rely on another person who has network, who now I have to give to cut my pay in order for them to connect with service providers in that area.
Okay. So you have experience working in event space, in the sense of doing what specifically?
Events.
Events. Okay, so organizing events for different. Okay, so the reason I'm asking that is that I want to understand. I understand the bits of connecting, matching the different service providers with event planners. But one of the things that I keep on encouraging founders, before you take anything, do it manually. So much so you understand where the pain points are. So that then you're not just taking, you're not building a solution. You're building something that provides value. I'm not saying it's not, but then you will have to iterate so much if you start with a product before you understand the grains and the depth of the problem that is in the industry. So my encouragement is, even as you continue to figure out what you're building, start organizing these events and see to what greater extent is the problem that you're seeing. The other aspect I would also want maybe to hear your thoughts is events are so relational. When I think of my events that I have organized, either at a personal level, at an organization level, it has, you're putting events together because maybe it's a network, and you want someone. And I know service provision, as much as it's service provision, it comes with, you ask people around for recommendation, referrals, and all that. What is your experience in the matching that will bring out those aspects of recommendation or referrals for service delivery? The question is, what aspect of service delivery that will come out if I am looking through the matching, the service providers? How do I know who to pick?
So thank you for your question. Number one, it will depend on, you get into the app. Let me take you through. You get into the app, you sign up, you select the event. Let's say it's a wedding, right? After selecting the event, you select the event location. With the event location, giving us that details will now enable us or the system now to filter the service providers near you. And that is where you'll be able now to see even their ratings. That's where you'll be able to see how much they charge for the services. And that is where now you'll be able to compare who you want to work with.
All right. Thank you so much. I like the functionality of rating. It's because it's not about who is near me. I would rather, for certain events, I'm okay to work with someone. I have worked with someone I have an event, let's say, for example, in Nyahururu, I will come with a service provider from Nairobi because of certain service level delivery. So it's not the proximity. So the rating is good. The other bit is testimonials. Remember, most of the people, and ask a lot of people, it's all about who have delivered and delivered to what extent. That matters a lot in service delivery. The other question for you would be, how many clients have you talked to, potential clients have you talked to? And as you continue to think through how to build the matching platform?
Okay. Ideally, you saw on the milestone, we did the product market fit. So we've been able to get feedback from more than 140 people, and they've said that it's something they would take on, and they're ready to, once the app is ready, they're ready to use our services.
Okay. And what is the profile of 140 people that you interviewed?
We were on, what is that mall called? The mall on Westland.
Sorry?
I'm forgetting the name of that mall, but
Yeah.
that's where we were asking those questions on the product market.
Okay.
Yes.
My advice to you would still be, look for people who are planning or intend to plan an event. Not just random, because then they will have the budget, they will have the criteria of someone within the certain price range, right? Your client is just not anyone or everyone, is someone within certain price range, right? So someone who is planning to plan an event or have planned an event within certain range, and ask them the question so that then you see what might be their preference or nuances that you need to consider even as you continue to build up. Yeah? So, and currently, so when you say product market fit, so you said the app is already, I'm yet to see it on the, how many users do you have?
That is now that was the first launch that we did, and now we pivoted. So instead of onboarding users with just one category of the services, that's where now we want to create a platform with all those services now that we can onboard even the service provider.
Okay. So then what you did before was a prototype to test out, and then with the learning, you pivoted to what you're trying to build now. So get another bunch of more than 500 people who are planning an event, all have done an event, not just random people, and based on those insights, then tick around your service provision and your platform. All the best.
Okay.
My question was just on how do you envision using AI in the app? I think it was a key part of the platform.
Now, the technology will help us in getting the service providers near you. That's where now the part of AI comes in. We're not just providing someone a service provider in Nairobi and we want them with somebody in Murang'a. We're providing you with service verified, not just anyone in the street. We are giving you verified service providers in Murang'a if that's where your event is. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Lucy, for that presentation. We will have the final person come in before we take a short break. So coming in from Kakamega, we have Teresia in the climate and green energy sector, and she will tell us more about this eco-friendly solution that she's working on. So please let us encourage Teresia as she joins us on stage. Welcome, Teresia.
Good morning. EcoShare, eco-friendly, economical sanitary pad. I'm Nyandoro Teresia from Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology. The co-founders of EcoShare are Dr. Tekla Sum and Janet Kamun. Meet Mary, a bright and energetic 12-year-old girl from Kibera, one of the informal settlements in Nairobi. Mary recently began her journey of womanhood, whereby she started her monthly periods. For many cases, that's just a natural milestone. But for Mary, it's a start of a silent battle and monthly hardship. This because Mary drops out of the school because she can't be able to access and get the affordable sanitary pad. Mary also has been using the synthetic or traditional pads, which posed an effect on her health, whereby she could experience the itching effect and also the rashes and the UTI infections. This could make Mary miss opportunities and also drop out of the school, and it also lowered her esteem, whereby she could get embarrassed by staining her clothes. Synthetic or traditional pads are made up of the chemicals. These chemicals take years to decompose. These chemicals also have the effect on the climate, whereby they take, when you burn these synthetic pads, they emit the greenhouse effect that have an impact on the climate. When you look at our environment, you find that the synthetic pads, when they are exposed, it's not a good sight for someone to look at. And also, they take 400 to 800 years for them to decompose. Mary's journey changed when she was introduced to Ekoshe. Ekoshe is a natural biodegradable pad made from the sugarcane bagasse, sorghum, beeswax, and also it is made from the Napier grass fiber. Ekoshe takes 3 months for them to decompose fully. And also it's affordable because it goes at around 50 shillings for a pad. And normally a girl in a month uses 2 pads. For 1 pad, it costs 200 shillings. But for a crochet, it's 50 bob shillings. And for 200 shillings, meaning that this girl is going to spend 400 shillings in a monthly basis. Now in a year, it will be 4,800. And for this 4,800, for a crochet, it goes at around 100 shillings. And for a year, meaning this girl will spend 1,200 shillings. And also, you find in the population, not only Mary is affected, many girls, 65% of the Kenyan women and girls face the same challenge, whereby they can't be able to access to affordable pads. And also these pads are made up of the chemicals which take years, and also they have their impact, the negative impact, by causing the rashes and the itching effect because of the chemicals, and also because of the perfumes that are used to make these chemicals. Ekoshe addresses the following SDGs. It addresses the SDG of well-being, and also it addresses the SDG of gender equality. Now Mary and any other girl can get the sanitary pad at an affordable price, and she can run the activities just like any other boy, like any other girl. Also, Ekoshe addresses the SDG of climate change, whereby it decomposes within a short period of time when you compare to the synthetic pads, which takes a lot of time for them to decompose. Also, Ekoshe addresses the climate of health. Ekoshe is made up of the sugarcane bagasse, which utilizes the natural resources from the sugarcane processing industries. And also from this, you find that farmers, some years ago, farmers were complaining that when the sugarcane bagasse were being disposed to their places, with time, the crops started burning, now making them to lose their crops. But for now Ekoshe addresses that issue of the climate by utilizing the natural resources to provide a quality sanitary pad that takes short period of time for it to decompose. It also aligns with the Vision 2030, which is the social, economic, and environmental. Social in a manner that girls can now do their daily activities in a comfortable way. Ekoshe takes short period of time, and also it's very comfortable because of the porous nature of the sugarcane bagasse that is highly absorbent. The competitors of Ekoshe are the industries that produce the synthetic pads. And also these industries, their product is very expensive when you compare to the Ekoshe. We are asking for only 2,700,000 for us to make this dream come true. The revenue streams for Ekoshe are the institution. I want to recognize and thank the Kenya for hosting this event. And also, I like to thank the Kenya for allowing us to come to this place. And also, we will be partnering with the government institutions for us to get the revenue. Our marketing strategy will be doing the online e-commerce, and also we will be doing with empowering the women, and also partnering with the women campaigns members. And also, Ekoshe is not just a product, it's an empowerment to the girl child and to the women in our society. Now, join me in promoting Ekoshe by empowering girls, promoting education, protecting our environment. Let us invest in a cleaner, healthier, and more sustainable future. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so very much for that presentation and for sharing with us about Ekoshe. My question is around the other products in the market. Sorry, the cameraman, I feel like I can't see you. Sorry. I have to see her face. How would you rate yourselves vis-a-vis the other innovative sanitary towels that are out there, even some actually developed within universities?
Okay, Ekoshe is made up of the sugarcane burgers, the sorghum burgers also.
Yes.
Which are sustainable when you compare to the traditional pads, which are made up of the synthetic and plastics, which take a lot of time for them to decompose. But Ekoshe is just a natural, utilizing the waste from the sugarcane processing plants. Now, it also, the sugarcane burgers also has high, it's porous in nature, it has high absorbance, and also it has the antimicrobial property, whereby it's made up of the phenolic acids and also the flavonoids, having the antifungal and antibacterial effect.
Okay.
Yes.
So are you, maybe the question to ask you is, are you aware of any other products that are made from any other sanitary towels that are made from sustainable products? There's some I know of from banana leaf, I think. I've heard of palm leaves. I
Yeah.
think the banana leaves is from Kenyatta University, if I'm not wrong. I don't know. Are you aware of those? And it's okay if you're not. I just wanted to know.
Yeah.
You are?
Yes.
Okay. So how does your product compare to those ones?
Okay, when you compare I know of the banana producing ones.
Yeah.
Now you see the banana fibers
Yes.
are stiff.
Yes.
When you compare to the sugarcane burgers.
Okay.
Also, the sugarcane, as I have said earlier, it's porous in nature, meaning it has high absorbency level as you compare to the banana. And also, sugarcane burgers has the antimicrobial properties, making it high for antifungal and antibacterial effect.
Okay.
Yeah, now preventing the infection that comes with the synthetic pads.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, morning.
Morning.
My question, I just wanted to understand you to give an overview of the flow from how you source for the sugarcane burgers, where the beeswax comes in, the sorghum, to have a full product. I just wanted to understand the process of manufacturing all the way to a part that is can be used here.
Okay, the first thing, you collect the sugarcane burgers and the sorghum. Then you extract the fiber. After extracting the fiber, you boil to soften the fibers for them to be more comfortable. Then after that, you dry, now forming the absorbent.
And the boiling, what degrees are we talking about in terms of boiling?
We have a machine that goes at a high speed and also high temperature.
To what levels of temperature?
It's around.
I would assume for there's an indicative temperature amount for you to dry it out.
Sorry? You just sun dry. You just sun dry after boiling.
I'm asking for the boiling.
Yes.
What, for example, to what degrees do you boil the pulp? Is it like 100 degrees, 200, 150 degrees?
It's 240 at a very high temperature for them to soften.
Then from there?
After that, then you dry. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And then where does the beeswax comes in?
The beeswax, okay, the beeswax also has the antibacterial properties. Now it forms the outer layer. Because when you see the beeswax, it doesn't allow water to pass through. Now that forms the outer core of the pad.
I'm trying to understand. You have dried the pulp, right?
Yes.
So at what point will the beeswax comes in? How will you merge the two all the way to a complete product?
Okay, the beeswax forms the outer core, which doesn't allow water to flow through. Now, when you assemble the product, the absorbent core and the outer low and the cover low core.
Do you take the pulp and put it in the beeswax, or
Yes.
I'm just trying to understand how the two integrate.
Okay.
I think that's not clear.
After drying the materials, now you assemble them. The outer cover, the outer core, now it's the one which sticks with the absorbent core and the upper core of the pad.
Where do you do that merging? Is it
A machine? A machine does that.
all right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you to our judges, and thank you so much, Teresia. Thank you for championing women and hygiene. So we can, as promised, you can proceed off stage, and we'll take our break as promised, starting now, and then we can start at 11:30. Yvonne, confirm that's okay?
Thank you.
Okay. So we take the break, and then once we start, we'll start with Kelvin from Kisii, Samuel from Nyamira, and Brian
this where
from
we are.
Kericho. So we'll transition immediately backstage for the people that I have mentioned. So let us enjoy our break.
Yeah. Yeah, I know they do.
And the tea is being served at the poolside area. Please let us utilize the time properly and start at 11:30.